shortly. So the draft for Manhattan Project is Shen top lane, Poppy jungle, Tristana mid, a favorite of February 14th, with Davison Gardevoir on Brand and Renata duty. On the side of BSU, we have Set top, Kane, Malzahar, and the bot lane of Kaiser, Nautilus. Over to you, Kazim.
Taking drafts into account, do you have anyone that you think is? What are your predictions basically for this game? Who do you think who has a stronger draft?
I mean, it's really difficult to say. I really like the team fighting potential that we have on the side of Manhattan Project. When you have a huge amount of AOE in Brand Renata, Tristana, who late game can just be free hitting with a huge front line as well. I think that's really solid. However, the pick potential with a Nort Kane as well as a Malzahar as well, particularly February 14th, is going to have to pay his taxes and get that 1300 gold QSS.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Renata, she's particularly strong when teams are running into her, because obviously her ult is very, very slow moving. Her Q is extremely short range. And I think she works a lot better when people are running into her. And obviously, if you have the likes of Kane, who is going to be Ross this game, along with Set and Kaisa, and Not for that matter, all want to be diving. They want to be like running straight at you, jumping on backline. I think I personally prefer Manhattan's draft a lot, although they do have this tough top lane matchup, which is showing very early. But obviously Poppy quite strong into the likes of Kaisa, Kane even. Not a huge fan of it, but I can see why it was picked. But
yeah, I quite like actually Poppy into Kane, really. I mean, it just makes Kane have to play a little bit more careful as we see a fight bot lane.
Yeah, early ignite coming out from Don Papa. I haven't been here that long, sorry. I'm not sure of the names versus IGN.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I see. I'll get used to it over time. Just give me some time with it. Yeah, I really do like Brand ADC. I've mentioned this to a couple of people. I think it's a lot stronger than you'd originally think, if that makes sense. Especially when your mid is playing a traditional ADC like Tristana. And obviously, Shen, if you build Satanic Kaiser, will be doing a lot of AD damage, and obviously the Poppy jungle too. But I think it is extremely underrated. Obviously, the normal Kaisa Not combo. They are down to some now though, which could make things a little bit more difficult. But Garda does have no flash, which will make playing against this Nautilus really difficult because Renata is obviously extremely squishy early game.
Oh, we do see a really good taunt.
Probably, I don't know where he is called, but
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So early kill for well, the kill went to Moist Swan, but Shen getting ahead in that matchup when Set is a fairly well-known counterpick into Shen is really, really good for Manhattan Project. There is going to be a gank down here in bot as well. Both of them going to get out with only Brand's flash used, I believe. Yeah, no sums used for the side of BSU either, but more trading here in the top lane. Set trading under a massive wave. A huge flash. And I can't see it anymore.
I mean, I was going to say it's really interesting that Manhattan Project pulled resources into the Shen. Usually a Shen is pretty happy just to play weak side King.
Yeah.
But if you can get the Set actually like this, taking a bit of a bad trick, doesn't matter.
Slow kill. The matchup really coming into play again. It doesn't really matter Shen's ahead. It's going to be another gank bot. Gardevoir is going to fall, but it's not going to be the only one. I don't think they'll be able to catch up to this Brand. Flash on Kane and Kai'Sa, the exhaust comes out. And nothing from it. And the minions are going to kill. The minions are going to take down Caruana to make it a 1-for-1. Although the kill for BSU did go on to Kane, which is obviously a lot more valuable than Renata getting a kill. There's going to be a dive top lane. The Set W coming out, and he is just going to fall. Both of them getting out, very well executed dive.
I mean, you've got such good kill potential there with the CC from the Poppy and a large amount of damage with satchel charge. Sorry, not satchel. With the bomb of Tristana as well coming through. So yeah, simple plays across the map working out, and so unfortunate for the daddy in the bot lane for Don Papa. But yeah, takes the L on that one. Overall, definitely works out slightly better for Manhattan Project.
Yeah, this Malzahar also, he's really going to struggle now because Trist having Noon Quiver along with her E passive, which will just naturally push the wave, is going to make his life a nightmare. Because obviously Malzahar's power would come from just being able to safely push waves wherever he wants, and then obviously grouping with his team for picks. But Trist just constantly having the wave under his tower will make his life a lot more difficult.
Yeah, as a former Malzahar enjoyer myself, it's bloody annoying when you get pushed in that hard. Your minions, particularly as well with Tristana, your little minions, Voidlings, actually get really screwed over, as the Tristana's passive can damage them. So
Yeah.
just that advantage in pushing is almost.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that actually.
And while I was waffling on about all of that, we see Manhattan Project actually take a dragon, and a fight's going to break out.
That Poppy coming in for the dive, using the E on Nautilus, who will fall. Yes, he will. I don't. Did they use any sums there? No, they didn't. No sums used. Just clean, free kill for. I think it went. Did it go to Renata again?
Yes. Yeah, Renata's
that's-
picking up another. I mean, yes, you want that. Realistically, you want it on the brand in this lane, but it's still not the worst thing.
It's a kill's a kill. It's never bad necessarily. Yeah, Shen really struggling in this top matchup.
It's keeping
He's gonna be
farm
struggling for a
relatively
while.
decently.
Yeah, he is. That's also true, but I mean, like
Looks
I said, Shen's just a good weak side champ. Doesn't really need to do much.
We may
I think
see
there will
another
be a
dive volley.
Yeah, the Poppy coming in, E into the wall for the free stun, and that is going to be a free kill for Poppy. Nautilus is still under tower. I don't think they're gonna go for it.
It's
Poppy's
so
staying
risky.
around. I don't think they need to, but they can.
We see
He
four.
is going to go for it. Fancy's here as well, though, but so is Feb. Nautilus is going to fall straight away. Stand United comes out to keep Dab is alive. Poppy is going to fall, but Nautilus is the one that gets the kill. No KP onto Kaisa. So essentially a 2 for 0 for Manhattan Project.
Yeah. And the Shen ult, Stan United comes through,
yeah.
teleport goes back. So it doesn't even, I think, only missed a couple of minions.
Yeah, very worth for him. And also, Set also has no TP after the gank earlier from Poppy. So, Imari definitely feeling completely fine in this lane now. He was struggling a bit at the start, but... Because the thing with Set is that Set needs resources put into him. Set needs to be, like, ideally ahead, right? He's not a great champion from behind. But Shen, like we said earlier, is just, he's good at weak siding, you know. He doesn't necessarily need things put into him, and he can still be a useful pick.
Yeah, for sure. A decent trade by the set there, but it's not really enough to offset just how much has been already put forward by by Manhattan Project. I mean, it's the ability for such easy dives when you've got a Poppy and a Tristana who can just kind of work off each other and roam the map really early on. There isn't the same pressure with, as we do see though, Malzahar, the ulting and a flash W, the rocket jump being used there to get out.
I don't imagine we see anything from this top left. Set still has W up, does use it. Ults Poppy under tower, and that is going to be a kill for the Set. I do think he will go for the second one. Well, his E could be back up in a second. Kane is going up top lane. They might be trying to dive the Shen here. No, they're gonna leave it.
So
that is quite a big deal for the side BSU though.
Yeah, and it just brings the gold a little bit more reasonable. It was definitely starting to look a little bit dangerous for them, but now it's only 1.5, not a huge amount, still a significant amount though when you think it's on the right sort of champions.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, not too much failing on either team. I mean, Brandon and Kaisa obviously scale decently well. Trist has scaling, but ideally wants to be ahead, which she is. Malzahar also, but there's no, there's no Karthus, there's no Kale, nothing like this.
Senna is the
yeah.
the usual UNL.
I like to pretend that
user.
champion does not exist.
I think most people don't, which is why it's usually pick or ban.
Yeah, Kai'Sa is really struggling to keep up with Brand's wave clear. Until I don't know if I don't think she has enough. No, she doesn't have enough for evolved Q yet with those items.
No, not quite.
I think we're going to see another dive onto bot here.
Oh,
Raffle coming down,
ult.
CCing the Kai'Sa for the Poppy to go in. I think Poppy will die here. The TP coming out from Set, who is going to save the Kai'Sa. Shen uses his flash on her, still can't quite catch up with her. The Malzahar is here too, and Shen is also going to fall, and that has swung the game massively. I think the goal difference went down about 1k there.
Yeah, just it's now just over 600, I think, at this point, and a lot used by both teams. I think the bot lane of BSU used absolutely everything there. But while all of this has happened, yeah, Herald top.
A first tower will fall. Tristana getting out of the Malzahar ult, but Set is still in mid lane fighting her.
The Nether Grasp, obviously against the Tristana, isn't as useful as we thought. If timed right, the rocket jump can nullify the positional advantage. Obviously, the damage and the stun, the suppression does go through.
I believe most of the damage from Malzahar's ult comes from the wave below him, right?
There's a significant amount as well, yeah. As Nympha Brainiac looks to,
I
think he's gone a bit too far. Yeah, but you've jumped into a Nautilus. I think he'll be fine though. Don Papa's in a bit of trouble. He's going to go down a Feb.
Sat might go down here too. Sat still has his W up, not able to trade anything back, and that's a triple kill for Tristana, who is now sitting on, I'd say about 1 to 2k gold. Shen Q cancelled. He might get the 1 on Poppy. No, he doesn't. And Fancy is going to fall, but he does get the 1-for-1 onto Poppy, and Karona also falls. That is a huge swing in the game for BSU. The Tristana now is just so fed, she's doing so much damage. Blue buffs for both Renata and Tristana. Tristana can be able to push waves forever, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we wondered just how that might feel as a Kayn going into a Poppy, and certainly felt the pain there. But we've now got a Tristana, 5 kills, and a Renata with 4. I mean, yeah, maybe the Renata isn't the one you want with the kills, but there's a lot, of gold that has been picked up there by Manhattan Project, and they're certainly going to be pretty happy that the majority of that gold has been picked up by the Tristana.
I'm no expert in support itemization, but I don't know how I feel about the Shirelles on Renata this game. Because
I like it. I have to admit, I quite like Shirelles. When you think about it, you've got Shen and Poppy who want to go in. You've got you've got the Tristana as well. That just really helps the ability for the Tristana to position.
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. It's more just because of the way Renata plays is like, ideally, like I said, wants people to run into her, but I don't know much about it.
Set could be in a bit of trouble here. Is going to be picked up by the Poppy.
He hits the W onto Shen. He might be able to trade 1-for-1 against the Shen. Shen obviously blocking the auto attacks, but he ults him out of it. The stand united for the shield onto Poppy. The Poppy E again, and Set is going to go down 1-for-0 somehow. I really thought he'd get a pick out of that.
Yeah, absolutely clutch. Stand united, particularly when you think about that he was standing obviously right next to him as well. And I think people kind of forget that it can be used like that.
Yeah.
There we go. So 14 minutes through, 2 dragons and a significant gold lead now as well for Manhattan Project, just creeping above that 3k mark.
Nautilus might go for a hook here. No, he's gonna go straight and just clear the ward into river. I don't even think they win a 2v2. You would think by the spot lane that the Kai'Sa and Nautilus would win, but the Brand and the entirety of BSU are just so far ahead. It's really difficult to do anything in any of these lanes.
And the real difficulty, I think, in that lane is, yes, Kai'Sa deals a lot of damage, but realistically, assuming the Renata plays it right, you've got to kill Brand twice, or Renata twice, with, I can't remember the name of the ability, but it's the W.
Renata does go in here, and the Renata ult coming out, Nautilus probably just going to fall. Kai'Sa ults into the backline to try and trade it 1-for-1. No, the Renata W passive keeping her alive.
Bail out. That's the one.
Yeah,
That's
the
what's
Renata
good.
bailout keeping her alive, and another 2 kills go to the side of BSU, and with a 4k gold lead and 2 dragons at 15 minutes, it is looking quite bleak for the side of BSU.
Yeah. I mean, important to note that's not first turret. First turret was obviously taken top with the help of the Herald by Kane. But still, I mean, yeah, there's so much that's been put in the pockets of Manhattan Project, and the ability for them to roam as a 5 is just much easier because you can put Shen, on top lane duty in his little island, and you've got a Poppy and Tristana who can roam together and freely look around the map for picks with the Renata and Brand CC.
Yeah, because obviously Shen is completely fine split pushing on his own because of his ult. It's an incredible ability, really. But also Set, obviously known for big ults on tanks and team fights, etc. But he is also an extremely good split pusher. He's one of the fastest champs in the game at breaking towers. But Shen can, because of this pick, can just match him the entire game. And if his team needs him, he essentially makes it a 5v5 with a massive shield on top of that for no reason. So definitely a lot easier for him than Set to try and spread his advantage around the map.
Look at the damage that Feb is able to push out, actually forcing the flash from Don Papa as well.
He does have to flash away from the Set though, and the Renata ult's coming out. It's going to hit 3 people. The Kaisa almost killing her teammate. That ability never gets old.
Oh dear.
This looks... I think... Yes, you have to engage on this, but this Renata is just making it so difficult. The constant harass and the threat. And they are going to go in for the fight after the Drake has been taken for Manhattan Projects. Malzahar comes out onto Tristana, who is going to survive just about. The Set W coming in huge. Gardevoir is going to fall too. Shen goes in, takes down 2. Brand is going to get a kill onto Luke.
I just want to point out how many bounties were taken there. So that was,
Yeah.
I think the Set just
There
got
was
about...
the Triss bounty for Set, and he also got the Renata's bounty, which were about 1,600 gold total.
Yeah.
And there was also that was it. There was 2.
But I mean,
Obviously,
that
Shen,
Set, that's probably
he
going
is
to be...
yeah, he is going to be a problem. He's going for the Satanic Hydra second, which makes his W an absolute nuke.
And also as well, like you said earlier, with the split pushing threat, it's a ridiculous item for Set. He's able to output a lot there as Faxi just steals the Scuttle Crab there from Yusuf.
So this Kane approaching 2 items will be able to heal a lot considering how low range a lot of the champs on Manhattan Project's team are, particularly the Poppy and the Shen with his score and everything, but also the Triss, who ideally does want to be jumping in a lot of the time. Set is going to take a trade onto Shen here.
Yeah, and definitely starts winning
out.
This trade.
I don't think it's possible for Shen to ever win in trades. Fancy is coming top to try and gank the Shen here. He is going to get away. The W will land, and I think Shen is probably just going to have to fall here. Does go down. Kane picking up another shutdown.
So
go on, sorry? Excuse me.
I was just going to say, yeah, the gold lead obviously massively reduced. I think at one point, and the Eye in the Sky may be able to confirm, I think it was up to about 4.5 at its highest. The only real thing that is big pain in the butt now for Brainstorm is 3 dragons already taken at 19 minutes. They have to fight for the Ocean Soul dragon. So, yeah.
That's understandable.
We're going to approach the 20-minute mark. It's 19:30 now, pretty much. And, yeah. Baron obviously going to be on the map in about 30 seconds, and 2 minutes after that.
Poppy, you can see on the pings, is looking for something here. Kane gets hit by the Renata's Q. Nautilus Hook also goes in. I think Kane should just fall here. 2 hits on the Nautilus ult. The Stand United comes out for Tristana, I believe that is. Yeah, the bailout is not going to keep her alive though, as both Malzahar and Nautilus fall. Kaisa somehow managing to stay alive. Set peeling the Shen away from her with a huge W killing Gardevoir. Fanxi maybe trying to re-engage. Fab goes in, he gets hit with the exhaust, but it just doesn't do anything. This Triss does too much damage. Kane may be able to make it a 1-for-1. Nope. And that's an ace for Manhattan Project. And I think this is a Baron, and
they have the damage. They've got Brand and Tristana, two of the best ADC and APCs for taking a Baron, and they've got a tank in Shen. This could be a fantastic call. Nautilus and Malzahar are the only ones up on the map. This is going to be a free Baron.
Even if they get to there in time, they can't really do anything against it. So another free objective really for Manhattan Project. Really running away with the game. Excuse me. All 5 of them back up now. The Drake is spawning in about
just
1 minute and 10 seconds, if I can read the UI properly.
So I just wanted to kind of say, I think there was a point in that fight where Kai'Sa actually could have got out scot-free, but went in with whatchamacallit, Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct
actually may have just gone that little bit too far.
Yeah.
And again, playing very, very aggressive here.
The Black Cleaver is coming out for Kane's second item though, which will make this Kai'Sa's set's life a lot easier.
And yeah, we have
Obviously,
reached a couple of big item breakpoints. The Infinity Edge, I mean, that's 3 items on the Tristana, able to buy the Infinity Edge there. The set with completed Titanic as well.
Hydra.
Yeah.
I think one that's worth noting is the Brand has actually finished the Rylai's, which obviously the passive burn lasts about 4 or 5 seconds, give or take, and when you're playing such a high density of melee champs, like even Kai'Sa will struggle with that a little bit, like Nautilus and everything. It is going to make
Looks
life a
like
lot
the fight's
difficult.
going to start.
Set grabbing the Poppy in. Tristana really in trouble on the other side of this fight. She is going to fall. No, she's somehow going to survive.
Stan United was clutch.
Tristana is still alive. Set is going to flash forward and take that kill. The Kane over here is still alive. He is going to... Set and Poppy both fall. Kane maybe getting another kill onto guard. And Dabi's, I'd imagine, will fall. No, they're not going to go for the dive. They're going to take the free dragon. And somehow, Brainstorm Unleash managing to take a team fight. From
that was
6k gold deficit before that fight, along with a Baron buff.
Yeah, so Baron buff only now on the Brand. I mean, the difficulty is, what I really think happened in that team fight, realistically, is Feb just being on the wrong side of it. I don't think it was particularly his fault. I think he was trying to get round, but it was really good opportunistic play by BSU just to go, right,
Yeah.
if there's one person we need to get out, it is the Tristana.
As much as it does look like from the team fights that Manhattan really are just ahead all over the board, a lot of gold has gone into this Tristana, and she really is a huge part that needs to be doing well in team fights. Because obviously the Brand is going to struggle against the likes of Kane and Set on top of him.
Yeah.
Not that the Triss is immune, but she's definitely able to kill the likes of tanks a little bit faster than Brand is, but he obviously has more AoE and damage over time than Triss. Blue buff is going to go up to Dabi's. Go on.
That we're nearly at the point of 2 kills a minute as we see a bounty being claimed by Set.
I don't think either of them particularly want to take this fight, even though most of the... Poppy is going to actually start rotating down. I think they're going to look for the Set pick, but it might take a while, and the side of BSU are going to follow them down there. But Dabi's and Feb are going to stay mid lane, just continue pushing these waves. There's too much wave clear on the side of Manhattan to be able to match with the picks from BSU. I think all ults are up, and if you look at the amount of flashes, I think, okay, so Manhattan Project still have 3 flashes up, and Brainstorm and Leash have none, and I don't think any of those will be up by the time the next fight will happen, which will be maybe in 3 minutes or so, or potentially Baron in 2 minutes as well.
Yeah. I just want to point out something that I really like. I know it's the normal itemization at the moment for Poppy, but the Divine Sunderer into
Deadman's Plate.
Deadman's Plate with the Predator boots as well.
Yeah,
it's just so brutal at punishing any sort of mispositioning. And
it's going to be a small fight over this blue buff. I don't know. Shen
that was huge by the Poppy.
Set with a massive ult. The Poppy falls, and now they're going to continue pushing under this tower, I think. No, they're just going to take the 1 for 0 and move. That Kane... Did he dodge the Poppy E with his ult? Was that what happened there?
Yeah, I think he managed to, or so he got taunted, and I think between the taunt and the push into the wall, I think he was actually able to. No, I think it was I think he was able to W then into ult.
I see.
Into the Umbral Trespass.
Yeah, because you obviously need to damage before you can use the Umbral Trespass onto anyone.
Yeah. I mean, this set though is really, really big now, and managing to land some huge showstoppers and haymakers, which I think are becoming quite pivotal in these fights now.
Yeah. The last whisper coming out for Tristana, that will be an LDR, making her life against the likes of Kayn and Set a lot easier, but this Set has actually built no resistances yet. It's just AD on top of raw health.
I mean, if you think about it, it's 3 tanks
Yeah.
with the Nautilus as well. And actually, Zhonya's on the Malzahar as well, so a huge amount of armor.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to imply that it was low value, just pointing out that the Set, obviously, no resistances.
Brand, meanwhile, I think has finished Demonic's Embrace, so really the trifecta of items the Brand needs.
on any burn damage champ, just Leandries into Rylai's into Demonic Embrace every game.
There is only one
Malzahar as well.
Yeah. There's only one Leandrise on each side, which I think is the correct number of Leandrise.
Yeah, we're making progress.
Yeah.
But
Feb has not bought Leandrise this game, which probably the right decision considering he's playing Tristana. But you never know. As we look to set up for Ocean Dragon, obviously this is key now for Brainstorm to get. They cannot let the Ocean Dragon soul.
Although I think Kayn is going to go in here. I'll halt that for a second. Nautilus flashing over the wall with the ult. This brand damage is so huge now. Tristana getting 2 kills on the backline, another kill onto Nautilus. The Set ult is huge, and then another Set W. The Tristana still on the backline, has not died yet. We might be seeing a pentakill here, and they're letting her take it, and it's a pentakill for Feb on this Tristana mid. So really incredible stuff from him.
All I'm going to say is that was one of the biggest Renata ults we've seen. I think that Renata ult actually managed to hit 4.
5, or was it 4?
I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5. I need to go back over that, but that was huge, and that is, I mean, obviously absolute credit to Feb there. Able to get a huge amount. They're going to get Soul. They're going to be able to look straight for Baron as well. The timers, I think, are going to be long enough. Might be a little bit risky, but with Ocean Soul, they should be fine.
I think even if they contest it, they can just win. Like three auto attacks onto enemy champions, and they'll all be pretty much full HP with this Ocean Soul. I think it's exactly how we put it earlier. The obviously it looks, if you look at the shutdowns, etc., on the side of Manhattan Project, it really does look like it's quite, everyone's doing their part. But if Triss gets picked off at the start of the fight, it really is so difficult for Manhattan Project to do anything. Obviously, the Brand is putting down a lot of damage, but it is the Triss that's, doing the brunt of the damage realistically.
Yeah, and I believe, and chat, feel free to correct me, but I'm pretty sure that was actually the first Penta this season. As
you stole the other one, yeah.
As everyone is reminding me that there may have been a slight unfortunate incident with me stealing one. But anyway, we'll move on. So congratulations, Feb, for first pentakill of UNL Season 7, as Moist One looks to go on to Luke Caruana.
And it's a free stun onto the Kai'Sa. She's just going to fall so quickly. The Locket does keep her alive. She is going to get the ult, and I believe she also... Yeah, she did. She flashed away as well. Nautilus is going to die for her sins, however. Kayn may be looking for something here, but I doubt it. There's really just nothing BSC are able to do about this game at all. And I think, on that note, if VVV had let me play something other than Cho support, that would have been the second pentakill of the season. So,
indeed,
just put me on, I don't know, Pike support. That would have been fine.
Yeah.
Alright, top lane is going to get shoved in. It's the only... I can't tell if tier 2 tower is alive because Set is massive.
So
Yeah, it is still up. It's the only tier 2 tower that's still up. Obviously the inhib and everything is gone in mid. They are going to try to get this wave shoved in with the Baron buff. Malzahar and Set really just unable to do anything, and those towers just fall so quickly to this Tristana.
Jesus. I mean, with Baron buff, with Ocean Soul, we're just past 30 minutes. What can BSU really do right now? They've got, like, where's their in?
Yeah. There's really no go button. Set can't get close to anyone. Nautilus can't really get close enough to hook anyone. This Kane just can't play the game. He goes in, he gets poppied.
And we see Shen, as all good Shens are doing, on the opposite side of the map to everyone else, applying the pressure, forcing people down the other directions, splitting the map.
Yeah.
And this is just textbook play, really, from Manhattan Project. And, yeah, they're just going to be able to clear another turret. Look how quickly that one goes down.
Nautilus is going to try and go. The Ronaldo comes out only hitting one person, not really doing much except forcing BSU to disengage. Actually, might get caught here by the Poppy. He is there. They are just going to handshake and take the tower, I suppose.
Yeah.
The Set, he just
Damage
can't
from the
move.
brand.
He can't move anywhere. Oh, Kane going in for a flash W, and he goes ults inside the Triss. The Triss is going to run away. It still has that bailout up, which was way too much damage. The second comes in onto Poppy, but he does die pretty much immediately. Poppy with a double kill onto Kaisa, and Triss with another kill onto Kane. Poppy getting a triple onto Nautilus as well, and the Malzahar falls. And that is going to be the end of the last game of today. And dare I say, quite a easy win for Manhattan Project. Maybe looked a bit... Looked like it might get away from them a couple of times, but just far too far ahead, excuse me.